After months of talking about the unpopular health care plan, President Obama is focusing on the economy and jobs. Guess what?
Well, he's also offering new measures he hopes will appeal to America's frustrated middle class. Eric Stackleback has that story.
With the sting of last week's stunning Republican victory in Massachusetts still fresh and independent voters turning against his agenda, President Obama is trying to reconnect with the American people. To do that, he's shifting the focus away from his controversial health care overhaul to an issue that polls show is the top concern for the average American, the economy. That means two major themes: job creation and cutting the massive $1.35 trillion federal budget deficit.
There aren't any magic solutions to it. It's going to be a slow chipping away, and what I'm going to do is propose a series of measures that show we are serious about it.
Those measures include imposing a pay freeze for political appointees and senior White House staff and a 3-year domestic spending freeze that the White House says will save $250 billion over 10 years. The president's proposal for a bipartisan commission that would push for tax increases and spending cuts died in the Senate. But he plans to create a similar panel by executive order that will also address the national debt. Republican leaders say that's not enough.
It's going to take a lot more than just this kind of modest freeze to get us back on the right track.
But the White House intends to press ahead. Jobs and the economy are the top priorities for Americans, and for now they're at the top of the president's agenda as well. Eric Stackleback, CBN News, Washington.
Thanks, Eric. The problem with job creation by these people is that they don't know how to do it. There are hardly any from the private sector, people who've actually hired people, really created jobs, and they don't know how. So they think, well, let's spend some more money on our favorite groups. So they pour out more money into these left-wing action groups, and it's not going to get jobs to anybody. And what they need to do is to cut taxes and get the dollar stable and stop pounding away at capital. If they stop doing that and give people some breathing room, some folks might say, well, okay, let's expand our business. But very few businesses are going to hire people in this environment. Why would they? If you think you've got a government who either doesn't know what it's doing or is opposed to you, there's no doubt about it. I mean, it's hostile to business. And yet they say we're going to create jobs. Well, the government doesn't create jobs. Lee Webb has the rest of our top stories from the CBN newsroom. Lee?
Pat, the world is rushing food and medical aid to victims of Haiti's earthquake. But Haitians say they need something else to help the country recover long term: jobs. Here's reporter Dan Rainey.
Every day, Haitians gaze over the airport wall and watch as the cargo planes touch down. They see thousands of tons of relief supplies sitting just beyond their reach. At the airport gate, the UN repeatedly pushes people back. They're not looking for a handout, but they all want the same thing.
Then we need a job to survive. We need food. We don't have food. We don't have water. We don't have anything.
You give me job and no job. You battle.
The story and the need is the same throughout the city.
My family is dead. Understand me. I need a job now because I want to work.
And I've got to tell you that we're not all the same. I mean, in Haiti, there are good and bad people too.
In this tent city, thousands of homeless have nothing. Yet just at the edge of the encampment, a goat stays tied unattended. It's been here for a week, and no one has stolen it.
And they respect other people. They respect things which is not theirs.
But as infrastructure is put in place to start getting supplies out to people, most are grateful for the help.
America is a people of God. God bless human.
And when the 82nd Airborne distributed food and water in Port-au-Prince, the lines were long, orderly, and relatively quiet.
So you see, you're not talking about angry mobs. Yes, there is some violence, and yes, there is some looting. But these people are desperate and frustrated. And for the most part, they just want to find some jobs so they can earn money, buy some food, and take it home to their families.
We need, what the most important we need right now is somebody to help us. We need any kind of nation to help us, but we need help. The most important here is to get help. That's all we need.
Well, in addition to all of its other earthquake relief, Operation Blessing is giving some Haitians the jobs they need. Ephraim Graham has that story.
7 people died here in this apartment, you know. It was an apartment of 2 floors. 2 floors. So those people, they already picked their dead body. So we picked them up and sent them to the morgue, private morgue.
Amidst the heartbreak and dire conditions of Haiti, one long-term problem is unemployment. Right now, it's worse than ever. Elias Mundestin lost everything, including his home.
I'm helping 16 people. So I didn't have any money at the bank, like I didn't have a bank account, you know, I'm just broke, totally broke, as I lost all my clothes, all that I had.
This is the main street of Port-au-Prince, and right now it looks like any average street in Haiti, littered with debris following the earthquake. The earthquake has shaken up the lives of Haitians in just about every way, including their ability to earn an income. And prior to the earthquake, on average, they earned less than $1 a day. Taking on the task of transporting doctors and providing laborers for the international relief efforts, Operation Blessing offers a short-term solution to the needs of some desperate Haitians.
Operation Blessing here right now, we've got a couple of truck drivers that we're employing. We're hiring hands to help move goods. We've got a couple of translators that we're hiring for those teams that are going out into the city that need a translator with them. We've been hiring some guys to help us install water purification systems, just hands to be there to lift heavy things. We're trying to do our part to help out. At times it feels like it's just a drop in the bucket. It's not much, but it is going to help out some families.
In the end, the long-term plight of men like Elias can only be addressed when people return to work. Right now, he works for Operation Blessing, translating. In the meantime, memories of that cruel day haunt Haitians day and night. And yet, there remains an unbelievable resilience in the lives of her people.
Those people used to be my neighbor, you know, but so we lost them. But thanks to God, we're still alive. Because what is so amazing to me is because why am I saved? Why God has saved me.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News, Haiti.
Pat, you know, when you consider how long it's taken the Gulf Coast to recover from Hurricane Katrina, you can imagine how long it's going to take Haiti to recover from this quake.
Well, we're doing what we can. It's one part of the rescue effort, but with water and medicine and so forth. But yes, it'll take a long time.
But, you know, that's one of the reasons why Operation Blessing is such a phenomenal organization. Because, you know, as we saw in the story, it's giving jobs, but also food, medication, you know, the whole 9 yards.
Well, it'll stay there, rebuilding and helping, but it's a daunting task.
Yeah.